Denver Broncos, Chicago Bears. We got to talk about it because it's the game that's happening. It's 3.5 in favor of the Broncos on the road over the Bears. 46.5 is your total. Steven, I have no interest in this. It should be Broncos. The Broncos offense has actually moved the ball all right. It's just the defense that's been terrible. Chicago's been terrible everywhere. It should be the Broncos. I probably should be betting them. I don't know. Maybe I'll play them in a contest or something, but I just can't do it. I don't want to watch the game. I don't want to feel obligated to check in on what's going on. So total pass for me. Two just very, very, very awful teams right now.
I bet Denver -3 because you know me.
Like I said, it should be the right side. No, I mean, listen, it should be the right side. Like it should.
Right. Yeah, but I would never bet Denver -3.5. To the casual bettor, I know that sounds crazy, but with how bad the Denver defense has been, I just don't have any interest in betting on a team to win by more than a field goal or I lose my bet. 3, at least I get some push equity. That's fine. And for me, I'm sitting in a situation where I'm 3-0 this year against the spread, betting against the Chicago Bears. And why would I jump off now when I'm getting a spread of 3? So as long as I can bet against the biggest dumpster fire in the NFL, and I'm basically just betting on a team to win, then I'm good with that. And to your point with the Denver offense, it is clearly the best and only functional unit in this game, to be quite honest. 12th in EPA, 11th in pass EPA and success rate, top half by DVOA overall for Russell Wilson and company. And the Chicago offense and defense, I don't need to get into numbers. They're just awful. They're awful in every which way possible for a football team right now. So at least while I'm getting a reasonable number to bet against the Bears, I'm going to keep doing it until they show me that they can actually look like a professional football team.
Yeah, Adam, I think people would be pretty surprised that, I mean, they can't run the ball at all, but Denver's pass offense actually graded out 9th through 3 games by Pro Football Focus. I think people would be like, no, they actually graded out 9th. They've just obviously terrible turnovers for them, struggles in the red zone, et cetera, but they've been able to move the ball between the 20s with all of that. Again, it should be the Broncos. I just don't know if I can get there with an actual bet. Maybe it's a contest play for me. I just, I can't get there.
Well, they actually are 14th in rush EPA. They're doing it with each piece of the offense outside of garbage time. At least that's how I have my filters on, from 20% to 80% win probability. And so if you don't like Denver, and I don't like Denver, if you don't like Chicago, and I don't like Chicago, but you know both defenses are trash, then I'm perfectly okay playing over 46. Even though this has moved from 44.5 up to 46, I think that's the way you have to look at this, because the Denver Broncos, okay, game number 1 against the Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders are bad, right? But then Washington comes in, and after scoring 3 points in the first about 15, 20 minutes of that game, end up with 35. And then you give up 70 in Miami. If Chicago's offense is ever going to get right, this is going to be the week when it gets right. And I think what you have to keep in mind, at least what's keeping me away from betting Denver in this game, is that think back to last year when Chicago was playing this bad and they went to New England in a spot that I thought was the ultimate spot for New England on Monday Night Football. And they somehow, in the 2 weeks they had to prepare for that game, said, hey, you know what we forgot? Justin Fields can run. And at any point, Luke Getsy might just go back to the fact that Justin Fields can run. And if Justin Fields begins to run again, then I think the Chicago offense has the ability to be more functional and potentially be plucky on the spread. But that just would go even farther to wanting to play an over in this game.
Russell Wilson's pass prop is 239.5. I actually have him at 257-ish in there somewhere. That's not a huge edge, but again, if we think this offense can actually look like a real offense against, and move the ball and actually be more efficient, because again, like you said, they hadn't been terrible. If we think they can be more efficient against a terrible, terrible defense, maybe this would be a weird over opportunity on Russell Wilson. Again, 240 might be a little too short for him in this one, but again, you have to hold your butt on that one. Like you're betting Russell Wilson. Yeah.
I just want you guys to brace yourselves. The Bears still have 4 primetime games for the rest of the year. I'm so sorry.
I think we get a Thursday night one. Is it next week?
Next week.
Yeah.
Next week, Chase Young and Montez Sweat are going to wreck Justin Fields next week.
There it is. Can't wait to tune into that one, that's for sure.